Gen Zs are unemployable. So guys, that is a new next problem that the world has to solve. So what led me to this conclusion? In fact, there are studies to support this fact. So I don't know if any of you has ever had the opportunity of employing someone. There's this young person that doesn't want to take instruction, doesn't want to be corrected, is always in their feelings, just generally giving you a hard time. Chances are that that so-called young person might be a Gen Z. And recently companies are now crying out that this set of people are unemployable. They do not like to employ them. So I thought I was the only one that noticed this trend of young people not wanting to work or to be held responsible. So I was scrolling on YouTube and I now saw a video about it. In fact, it was even on the news that companies. So who are these Gen Zs? Gen Zs are basically those that were born between 1999 and 2005. And before them, there were others. I think they were the baby boomers. That's when I actually started taking notice. Those baby boomers are those that were adults when people were giving birth to plenty babies because of prosperity. And those people were basically those that were giving birth after the American Civil War. And after the baby boomers, I think we had the Gen X, right? Gen X. Then after them, then we had the millennials, those that were born from mid 1990s to I think to the end of 2000s. Actually, the millennials were born between the mid 80s and 1999, just before the 2000s started. So that's when the millennials were born. Then after them, from the late 80s into the 2000s, we have the Gen Zs, and then after them is going to be Gen Alpha. So basically, these Gen Zs are now adults. I think the eldest of them should be around 27 right now, so they are more than ready to enter the workforce, as in they have reached the age. But guess what? They are unemployable rather. They do not have the skills to operate in the workplace. So why is this so? That's what I want to look into in this video. Because if the Gen Zs are unemployable, how will the old age of those, the millennials before them, look like? It's going to be very hard, I tell you. So what are the character traits of these so-called Gen Zs? They basically like to work where they like, when they like, how they like, with whom they like. So it's all basically about what they like, and which anybody that has done any form of corporate 9 to 5 or 9 to 5 of any kind knows is practically impossible. This work ethic of doing practically what they like or working how they like, they have a term for it actually. They call it the anti-hustle culture, giving the impression that you can do whatever the heck you like and still make money, or work whenever the heck you like and still make money. Just don't stress yourself. And surveys have begun to show that companies do not want to hire these people because it will cost them. It will not benefit their company. This anti-hustle culture. So where did these Gen Zs get this mentality, this anti-hustle mentality? Were they born with it? Let's find out. So basically everything or most of the thing that you see human beings doing is what they have been influenced to do. So let's go to social media and see if that is where these Gen Zs have gotten this mentality of anti-hustle. So you see, social media is a mix of the good, the bad, and the ugly. So it left for you to choose the one and that will benefit you and to choose wisely. So if you go on social media, what do you begin to see? You begin to see we begin to see posts or videos of people talking about how they did this and it worked for them, they did that or it worked for them. Especially on YouTube, you go there, you begin to see videos like I quit my job and my life changed. I quit this and that and I regretted it. I don't like 9 to 5, this and that. And they make it seem as if it is a decision without consequences. Also there you see people that have all these titles, CEO of this and that, and then in your mind you think it is a big company or You won't even know it is a business just out of their room or out of their house. But because of that title of CEO, you feel, this is achievable and this is what I should go for. Or even some people that have passed through the process and made it, they will only show you the part where they are now at the top. They will not talk about the parts where they had to do the grind, where they had to pass from the lowest level to the middle level to the high level. And then you feel, okay, if this person did this, I can do it. Not knowing that behind the scenes, a lot of grinding, a lot of training, a lot of moving from one level to another took place. So these Gen Zs, I think, just take the finished products of social media or even the lies that they are told on social media. They take it and swallow, hook, line, and sinker. And with that mentality, they go out to find jobs. And when they get these jobs, they do these jobs with that mentality, feeling that, okay, this person is stressing me out. This is not the way it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to be up there. I'm supposed to be making that money as fast as possible and with as little stress as possible. Did you know that, in fact, these Gen Zs have been shown to reject managerial positions because of the added responsibility that it comes with? They like the pay, but they do not like the added responsibility. How funny. In our own days, it was that, okay, jobs are scarce, or at least good jobs are scarce. And when you get that so-called job, anyone at all, you held it tight with both hands. You were humble and you were willing to do whatever the hell your boss or your employer wanted, within the limits of modesty and morals, of course. You did not go there demanding that, okay, this is what I want, or being put off, or doing it grudgingly. But nowadays, the Gen Zs don't care. They speak their mind. They are bold, although they don't always make sense, but they are bold. And this is what is discouraging many companies and corporations from hiring them. Never in my life did I know or imagine that I will see a day where people come get jobs and then they are joking and playing around with it, showing, will I say, a lack of responsibility. In fact, according to one of the surveys, the Gen Zs are willing to change careers up to 3 times in their lifetimes. I'm not talking about jobs, I'm talking about careers. You know what a career is? It takes years to build, and these Gen Zs are willing to change it up to 3 times in their lives. So this attitude is not encouraging. It's not, will I say, it's not, in the long term, it will hurt these individuals and those around them. I remember I was on Twitter a few years back, when Twitter was still a thing. And then there was this young girl that had a bit of money. I don't know how she came about it. She seems to do one or two things together with her partner. And she was giving advice to other young people on how, was it how she made it there, or how she plans to remain rich. And she was talking about hiring and firing. And hiring and firing is not even about your workers, but in relationships. And I'm like, what? What kind of advice is this? This girl has not experienced anything in life. She just happened to come by this money, and then she thinks she can, as it were, hire and fire in relationships. That is not up to any individual to do, because you cannot see the future. So you cannot hire and fire some people in your lives for a reason that you do not yet know. And then she's putting this advice out there for other young people to see. And they will now come and base their own decisions and their lives on this kind of advice. So, which I think is the problem with these Gen Zs. Social media is their biggest influence. It is their coach. It is their advisor. That is where they get their values from. And that is pitiable. In this era of social media, influencing and all that, 9 to 5 has really gotten a bad rap, which is not, in most cases, true. These 9 to 5s that we're so scared of nowadays, that is what most of our parents did to train us. But in this age, it has gotten a bad rap. And then giving these young ones the mentality that it is something bad. It is not. It is a normal way of life. You have to work to eat. Even the Holy Book says so. You cannot just expect money to fall from heaven. You have to work to eat. That is the normal way of life. So there you have it, guys. That is what has been on my mind. But the key takeaway I want is that all Gen Zs out there, redeem yourselves. You have to redeem yourselves. You have to show that you're capable of taking over from the other generation. Working is a part of life. It is not a crime. Another thing you have to know is that there is a natural order and progression to things. It is from one level to another. Most people will not show you the lower levels. They will only show you the final result, and you feel, that's how it's supposed to be. No, there is a natural order to things. You move from one level to another. Most of the time, when you have learned your lesson, most of the time, when you have learned your lesson, or when you have acquired the needed skills to move to the next level, you will be promoted, or life generally will naturally promote you. You don't have to push yourself or avoid growth. That is a necessary part of growth in life. So I hope you have learned one or two things from this video. Do like, share, subscribe, and comment. See you in the next one. Bye.